and Exile. Should be really, really exciting. EU versus NA. We do see a Spirit set here with Apophis on Killer and using Corrupt. Definitely a good way to slow the start of the game. We do see Sprint Burst here on the Ace. It is going to be trying to extend chase here. Being really, really careful. We do see Apophis obviously playing for Exile and Lily playing for NA team Megowers. And that was a really interesting play there. A little bit of a mind game. We are going to be seeing a tag here. Maybe not. A mind game from the Killer. And our Survivor just holding the V-line here. Just pacing onto what I thought was going to be the next loop. We do see an amazing pallet stun here though. Right now our Killer getting a little bit frustrated perhaps. We are going to see our Killer move on and protect the gens here. And potentially look for another Survivor. Hopefully going to get a tag here on the Renato. Caught out of position on that gen. And we do see a tag. Sloppy Butcher is going to come in clutch. And I'm still getting used to that new Spirit cosmetic. It is rather creepy. As I did say before, we did see a first tag. And we are going to see a down here, hopefully, very, very soon. Mind gaming here. And getting pallet stand out of nowhere. The Renato with smash hit. Really, really good play there. We do see him making a lot of distance onto this car tile here. Not too much to work with apart from the pallet. He's going to have to either play the 50 here or he's just going to get downed. There's not much else to run to. Goes to sort of fill near dump truck and is going to get downed. We do see one generator being popped by Megowers. We do see the Renato has gone down. We are going to see a first look here for Exile. It's a relatively good start. They would have liked a tag earlier on, and they would have liked that first chase to have ended a bit more abruptly, a bit quicker. But we do see one hook, one fresh right now, with one gen being done as well. Still a really, really good start for our team here, but things not looking the best they could. We're going to have to see them pick up the pace here as Killer. Our Survivors also have some work to do. They're going to be looking at potentially leaving the Renato on hook for a little bit as they try and multitask these gens here, as we're going to see them potentially working on two separate gens, try and get some additional pressure without being caught out of position, without being tagged. That's going to be what the target is here. So we're going to have to wait and see how things pan out. But our Survivors have some work to do as well. Our Killer really needs to protect this hook and get some additional tags. Our Killer playing things really carefully here, knowing that somebody's around. And we do see Megowers popping another gen here. And right now, things being a very strategic game here. Killer waiting out, just protecting this hook, waiting for a trade, which right now isn't coming. The comma's come across that the Killer is proxying, and so they've just decided to continue with gens right now. We're going to see a trade here on this Adam. And we see a full-on trade here. That isn't going to be a BT hit taken. We are going to see some eruption value out of that as well. And we're going to see the Renato being tunneled out here, hopefully. Obviously, he was left a little bit late, so hopefully we will see a tunnel here. We're definitely working the Killer's favour as well. We do see the pallet being free drop there. Obviously, like I said earlier, ping difference really does come into play quite a lot. We see a third gem being done by Megowers, really, really applying the pressure to this Killer. Apophis really going to have to do something magical here. We are going to see a mind game here. Goes over. Killer plays out the mind game, but we actually lied this well as smash it. And, yeah, this is a bad situation here. Our Killer's really struggling to be able to get the downs early in chase. And chase is really being extended here by Megowers. Really, really doing well in regards to how long they can keep the chase up. They're not using too many resources. They're really playing things out well. And our Spirit here, unfortunately, is struggling. Which I'm hoping that Exile is going to be able to dominate on Survivor side to make up for this, because right now on Killer they're not having the best time, and we are going to see them still continue to struggle. We are going to see another down here, but with this Survivor going comp corner, one, it's going to be a lot of distance away from the active generators. Two, it's going to be a bit more distance towards a hook, and three, it just puts our Survivors in a better position with the gens. We do see the use of agitation here, as well as Sloppy Butcher on our Killer. And we do see eruption. Obviously, Corrupt has been taken down earlier on in the match. We do see another gen being done as well, leaving it 4 gens right now with 2 hooks, and very dire situation for our Killer. Exile not performing their best right now. We do see the sprint burst here on our ace. Really playing things out well. Really waiting on the right time here. And we do see the unhook has happened. And a for the people play as well from the Yui. I think right now we're going to see a slowed down aspect of the match. I think we might be seeing some stealth here. Or not, just pre-dropping that pallet. But yeah, I thought we were going to see some stealth because we do have a survivor who's going to be on deathlick now. But I think he anticipated the tunnel out a little bit too early, and he did pre-drop that pallet for no reason in the end. We are going to see an attempted tag and down on the Yui. And I don't think she can do much about it. Yeah, we do see the down as well. It's going to be a second fresh hook here for our killer and the third hook in general, which really improves his situation a little bit. He might be able to proxy this and maybe get a 6th stage at least. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. As I was saying, we do see the killer in a slightly better position here. Unfortunately, we don't see the use of Nowhere or anything to help him in endgame. So if the team can be organised, they can actually just get this. They can take a 4 out here if they're organised enough and confident enough. We might just see them leaving them and taking a 3 out. But either way, this killer optimally, the way this game has started, he optimally needs to be trying to get a 5 or a 6 stage here. And they're just going to take the 3 out. So we will see 5 stages with 2 fresh here. Ladies and gentlemen, please bear with us a moment. We will switch to an intermission screen as we swap sides here. We did see an exciting spirit set. Bit of a slow start for our killer. Survivor's really on top form there. And we're going to see how things pan out when we swap sides and see Exile on Survivor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Devil's Arena. This is the second part of our spirit set here. We do see Exile on... It should be... Yeah, sorry. We do see Exile on Survivor here. I was a little bit confused there. We do see Exile on Survivor here and Megowers for NA on Killer. We did see a really interesting set beforehand where we did get a 3 out actually. I thought it was really promising. I thought Megowers managed to do really well on Survivor. Exile had a bit of work to do on Killer, but we did see them pull back a 5 stage in the end, which was relatively good. And now we're going to have to see how things are as we swap sides here. We do see a first hit early on, and things looking like they're going to be off to a good start. We do see a for the people play really early. I'm not so sure if that's the best decision, using that early. I can only imagine that the player who did get tagged was maybe a Deliverance player. Otherwise, I can't imagine why one would use for the people that early. So here's hoping that I'm right in that statement. We are going to see our first down, and they're going down deep into the basement. We do see 1 hook, 1 fresh right now, with 0 gens done right now, which is not the best situation. Let's just hope that, like I said, that was our Deliverance player who was being saved. Otherwise, I don't think that was the best decision. We do see David taking a tag here. It's going to go near filler, going to hold W to another loop here. Will he get caught out? Will he get downed here? Do you see pre-drop there on the pallet? Does get downed, unfortunately, though. 2 downs in quick succession here. Lily really managing to dominate right now on Killer. And Megowers looking like they're going to be taking the first set win, I think, because it's a really strong start here from Megowers. And 2 gens have popped though, so this is a positive here. And I'm not quite sure what our Laurie was doing there. Okay, then that was a strange moment, potentially a bit of lag or something, but we will play it through and just see what happens. But we're going to be looking at 3 stages right now with 3 fresh. We do see our killer just proxying this now, knowing how important this hook stage is right now. As this could give them a tie scenario right now. And then after that, if they can get another down, they would get obviously a win scenario. So keeping an eye on this hook right now is really, really important. He's going to go for the 50. He does actually manage to he manages to make that vault and finish a heal. Really confident move, but maybe healing in the killer's face, not so much. As we do see an injured state again already. So kind of a bad play here for my survivors. We are going to see Lily trying to get that down here. Mind gaming round. We're going to go for the pallet. Pre-dropping. David managing to get it. We do see the Ace is going to come in and try and take a hit for the David. Can he manage to do it in time? Will the killer manage to get round the pathing? Did make a really good prediction there, but unfortunately nobody was there. Rather unlucky to go for such a unique prediction and for nobody to be there. We're going to see an attempted tunnel out here on the David. And right now not being able to get anything from it. It's a really well extended chase here. And we are going to see our David going down here. No, he did actually manage to make window. I stand corrected. Going back over. Really interesting mind games here from our David. And does get caught out of position and gets downed here. Really unlucky there from our David. Just to be caught in a spot of bother with nothing to use. No resources. And really just the only option is to go down pretty much. We do see another hook here in basement. Keeping an eye on that killer shack gen. Lily really pushing the boundary and really making sure that a 3 gen can be maintained and that killer shack gen is not being worked on. We are going to see the killer going back to check on that gen there at shack. And we do hear a survivor actually. And I do think somebody's going in for the unhook. And we do see it. And killer blocking, doing really well. Not going to be able to get through, but only gets through because of the survivor making a pathway for the David to get through. And we do see another down there. Right now, we are looking at a confirmed tie scenario. It's a really bad situation here for Exile right now. They need to do 2 more gens and escape in order to tie. Which doesn't look like it's going to be happening. I think we're going to see the victory here going to Megowers. But we'll have to wait and see. Nothing is impossible in the world of comp, of course. We do see Chase on the Laurie here, playing that mind game with the pallet. Gonna get tagged for it though. We do see Laurie holding W going to the next loop. We do have another pallet here that can be used. Killer's gonna mind game round and get the down. Beautiful down here by Lily. Ladies and gentlemen, we do see a confirmed victory here for Megowers with that last hook stage there. I do believe everybody apart from the Ace has been hooked here. We do see that Laurie going in for the unhook. And right now we see our Spirit trying to hone in on where the last survivors are. You see Laurie with a sprint burst, I believe, managing to make distance. Doesn't have much to work with here. He's not going to make it to that pallet, but you see a down and some eruption value as well. Really, really promising stuff. Died on the pallet. Nobody around. Going to see a 7th stage here, and our survivors in a bad situation. We do see it become a 2v1 now as well. We do see that gen at Shack at about 60% progress. Has been kicked multiple times here. We do see the killer checking on the rest of the gens around to see what's going on, knowing some survivors are around trying to work this 3-gen, trying to break it here. And our killer being really smart in the way that they have managed to set up this 3-gen and is not about to give it up now. This can produce loads of hits and loads of downs, especially with it being a 2v1 situation right now. Our survivors are going to have to be really, really careful here. Really slowly stealth in on them gens and just try and not get found caught out of position, as this could lead to a 4K, which is most likely going to happen right now anyway. But maybe Exile could improve their situation here and get one final gen done. We do see our killer once again proxying between this little triangle of gens here, between this 3-gen. It's going to go central between, and just see if our survivors are crossing between one to the other and see what's happening with this situation. And I do think we're going to see our survivors stealthing, perhaps, maybe edge map. We do know that one of them is near, as this gen was kicked earlier. We do see some active progress here, maybe behind one of the little mini tiles here. Somebody has been caught out. We do see scratch marks here. We did hear some moments of pain as well. But our killer has not been able to track down this survivor completely. We do see the survivor here being caught out of place. We do see a tag here. I think this is the beginning of the end, ladies and gentlemen, as we are going to see this escalate into a 4K, if I'm not mistaken. Let's hope that the other survivor, the Ace, who is fresh, can actually manage to get that last gen done. Although we do see Eruption proc. Right now, that puts us on 8 stages, ladies and gentlemen. A bad situation to beat our Ace right now. If I'm not mistaken, I did just see Ace near there by the car pile, swapping over to one of the gens, or should I say crossing. So I do believe he's trying to work on that top right gen over there. Our killer right now is just going to sit nice and cozy near Shack and protect this hook, because that's where Hatch is going to be as well, which is really smart strategy to go for, especially early game, realizing this beautiful 3-gen and just keeping an eye on Killer Shack the entire game. And it's going to make it really hard just for the survivors to do anything. And we are going to see a Hatch standoff here, ladies and gentlemen. It's all about speed, and the survivor gets it. Absolutely beautiful plays there. Survivor managing to rob the killer of some hook stages there. We do have a Blight set. Should be really, really exciting. We did previously see Megowers take the first set with a really strong performance on Spirit, ending in a 4K. Well, no, ending in a 3K. I apologise. It was a 9 stage. But a really dominating performance, which did manage to get them the win here. And now we're going to have to see what Rain can do here on Killer for Megowers. Hopefully set an amazing standard, and hopefully manage to get a lot of tags. We do see a chase early on here on the Ace. We are going to see some mind games here as well. Probably going to have to freeze up that pallet. Maybe not used to playing on ping here. And we are going to see an early down here by Rain. Really good showing so far. We do see Corrupt going down as a result of that. We do see the Ribbon and Dying combo and Eruption as a backup safety measure. And right now, we're going to try and hook Central and keep an eye on main building and its generator. Really smart strategic decision here from Rain. And we do see our first hook. we do see, I believe, Undying being taken down as well. With no gens being progressed right now, unfortunately. We do see our Blight here going kind of mid-map, keeping an eye on things. We do see our killer here, Rain, protecting that hook right now. And that must be slightly irritating to see. A stealth pull, I do believe. Despite the consistency to protect that hook and keep an eye on things, one of the survivors did manage to sneak through, unfortunately. We do see our first turn of the game being done. And we do see our killer now struggling to find survivors, unfortunately. But not struggling to find that pallet. As the ace is, perhaps instead of... I just feel he should have ran there rather than kind of mind gaming it. But I'm supposing he's forcing the killer to use the pallet. So I guess it's getting something out of the way and it is wasting some time. We do see another down and another gem being done as well. We are going to see our killer slugging here, going mid-map. Checking on that generator there, and nothing coming of it, but it is always good to check, of course. You see scratch marks, somebody attempting to go for the slug here. The slug has been recovered, and we are going to see our killer going back to check up on that. We do see a Claudette being caught out of position, going to get a tag here. This goes for window, fakes it, still gets tagged anyway. Rain is going to try and make this a flurry of hits here. Going to see if she can manage to pull this off. We do see nobody on that generator, unfortunately. But we do see, I believe, the ace out of position. It's going to go down again. Beautiful M1 hit here. And we are maybe going to pick him up this time. Ruin's still up, do not forget that. And it's going to come in clutch for getting these downs while also slowing down gens. We did see a survivor running off that gen over there, as we did see the sparks from Ruin. We do see another tag and the unhook happening. Our Claudette taking the hit this time. And we are going to see a second down as well. And actually maybe continuing the tunnel out on the ace. Going to go back and check on that generator. Yeah, we are going to tunnel out the ace here. We do see the down on the ace. We do see another down, and ace is down and out of the match now, as we're going to see it becoming a 3v1 with 2 gens left. Good position here for our killers for Team Megowers. Which we do see 3 hooks, 1 fresh. 3 generators being done by Exile, with a third one almost done as well. I mean, sorry, 3 gens done by Exile, with a 4th one almost being done as well. We do see our killer here, keeping an eye on these generators, working the way around the map. Gonna go up top here now and check on this corner gen, believing that the survivors might be spreading, and was correct in that assumption as well, actually. We do see scratch marks leading away. Survivors have clearly ran near hillside there. And now it's just going to be really tricky, because it's an awkward 3 gen here to kind of protect. We do actually see 2 survivors here on the gen, really trying to push through and get the gens done. But against a killer like this, maybe doubling up is not the best strategy here. Being able to get multiple hits really quickly because of the speed of the Blight, it's not a good strategy in my opinion. We do see the Lorry there with Sprint Burst, I do believe. And we are going to have to try and take chase through main here now, going through window. We do see that the pallet has already been pre-dropped outside, but there should be another one here on the left, I believe. Yep, we do see one on the left. Just get the pallets down here. Really good game sense and knowledge here from the Lorry. Rain getting stunned with that pallet. The pickup has happened, so no more slug anymore. But we do see they're going to go down again. Absolutely beautiful muscle memory here from Rain. Really to manage to hone in and go back to where that slug roughly should be and just get the down. Really, really incredible game sense there. And that is another fresh hook. We do see the chase here on the Claudette as well. We do see a really good situation here for our killer right now, with everybody being injured and it being a 3v1 scenario. And the Jake just chilling around on that rock. Balanced landing play. We do see another down. Right now, Megowers putting on a really strong performance here. And we're about to see maybe another 2 hook stages. I'm really excited. And we do see 2 survivors slugged right now. Absolutely incredible situation created here from Rain. And our Lorry here is, I feel we're going to get caught out of position. I would be hopeful and maybe we're going to see a reset here. But in most situations, we do actually see survivors getting caught out trying to cross and it turning back into a snowball scenario where it ends up being a 4K. So our survivors really have to be careful here and play this correctly. Otherwise, we're just going to see a 4K. We do see that the survivors actually did manage to get another gen done, which is really positive for them, improving their scenario and their chances. But right now, making it a 3v1, really, really bad against a killer with this much speed, this much momentum, this crazy ability to snowball matches. So right now we're going to see Laurie going down edge map, and hopefully these survivors, the rest of them, are going to be working on a gen on the opposite side of the map, and she is going to be taking the L so the gen can get done, hopefully. We do see right now a 5-stage with 3 fresh hooks right now. And the question right now on the killer's mind is, where are our survivors? And I must say, kind of a bad play here. Jake getting the Laurie, who was fresh off of the hook. When Laurie could have chilled for a while on the hook, they could have got another gen done. It felt slightly unnecessary to me. When right now the bigger focus should be gens, so they can actually have a chance of escaping. So I feel like that was a slight misplay. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting to see the team going for such an early unhook when there was time. They could have used that time, and yeah, it's happened, of course, but we'll have to wait and see. And this locker play must be DS. Otherwise, I'm really questioning what has happened. And it is not a DS. And we do see our Jake on the floor as well. No, that's... Oh, our Jake is injured over here. That's where he was. And we do see a balanced landing play. Really clever little position to set himself up for there. But I don't think he makes it to a pallet. I think all the resources are gone here. Looping around trees at this point, and it's going to get downed. Killer just toying with the survivor there. We are going to see a pickup, and he's going to be hooked here. We do see right now 6 stages of refresh. Really strong position for our killer. But the survivors have, in respect to them, managed to get 4 gens done, which is not something that always happens against a Blight. So they've actually outlasted really, really well here. And a pre-drop there from the Claudette here, really managing to kind of extend chase and slow things down. But we're going to see this played out really, really technically. And the killer is going to just mind game it and going to get it down here. We do see another down, and it's going to be the Laurie this time, bringing us to a whopping 7 stages right now. This is not a situation which looks good for our survivors here. They really need to work on pressuring this last gen, despite the difficulty of it being a 3 gen right now. We do see a down, and it's now become a 2v1 situation here, which should make things a lot easier for our killer, a lot more difficult for our survivors, and I don't think we're going to see that last gen getting popped here. as we do see things are becoming increasingly difficult. Looking at 8 stages right now. 2v1, bad situation to be. Oh yeah. Okay, I forgot. No, I fixed it. And that is another down on the Claudette. See our killer looking for that last survivor, looking for that Laurie here. And we do see the Claudette being hooked. And she was a fresh hook, which is of course going to help our killer team here. I feel like the Laurie is just in a bad position. And there was the Deli player as well, which is really interesting. I'm not quite sure the decision to Deli straight in the killer's face was a smart one. Let's hope that this chase allows the Laurie to get the last gen done. Otherwise, I think it's going to be in vain, if I'm being completely honest here. We do see the Laurie lock attacking, and yeah, just going to get grabbed there. We're not going to see this last gen being popped, I don't think. We are just going to see a 4K 1 here, and unfortunately for our survivors, I don't think this situation can be improved. It's just been delayed, if anything. As we do see our killer rushing down map to get that last survivor, to get that Claudette here. We do see the killer having a little bit of difficulty tracking down the Claudette, although we did see them getting the reset. Now the Laurie's up, and it's a game of up, up, down, down here, and the killer not being able to keep both of them down, but that's about to change, and we do see a miss there, unfortunately. But Rain is going to get the tag here, and it's a 4K1, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Devil's Arena. This is the second half, our second set here, which is a Blight set between Exile and Megowers. We have seen strong killer performances so far from Megowers, and Exile managing to put in some good performances as well, but needing to pick up the pace a little bit on Killer and Survivor. We're now going to see what Exile can do on Killer, and if they can manage to bring themselves back into form, so to speak. We do see a really strong build here with Corrupt being present, of course. We do see the typical Ruin and Dying combo and Eruption as a backup measure. We're going to have to see what their Blight can do here. I think the way this is being played out by our Killer right now, the Survivors can just wait out Corrupt. So our Killer needs to be a little bit more aggressive here and travel up side of the map right now. And we do see the Killer following my advice here, leaning towards main, and is hopefully going to find a Survivor and manage to get a tag. We do see Killer going upwards, listening out for the generators. And all we do see are pallets, then a surprise one at that from the Renato. And we have seen the Renatos being found really early on in these sets so far. We do see our Killer looking for another Survivor, not wanting to make the same mistakes as prior games here. We do see our Killer checking on the corrupted gens. So far it does seem like the Survivors are just waiting them out right now. Really wanting to break up a 3-gen. So really just stealthing out and really committing to this side of the map. Our Killer is going to check on main building though, as that is where the Ruin is, I believe. And we are going to see Survivors scratch marks near. But right now, like I said, things just being stealthed out here. Really strategic play. And we do see the Blight is going to get caught here, but he has jumped into locker. We're going to see an instant down here. And luckily the timing was just a little bit off, and that is a free down here for our Blight player. We are going to be seeing Undying go down. And we do see our first hook here from Exile. And we almost saw another tag there on the Renato. Unfortunately, it was not to be. We are going to be seeing our Survivors once again near that main building gen, and our Killer keeping an eye on this hook, just proxying backwards and forwards, monitoring the gens and the hook, of course. And it's a really good situation for our Killer to be in right now, as he can actively keep an eye on these two gens as well as the hook and prevent a unhook here. And if one does come, he can get a tag, of course, as well, which further benefits him in the long run of the match. And we will be seeing our Survivors still pressuring these gens, I do believe, without the Killer being aware. But the Killer committing to this hook right now, committing to the second stage, which is actually a really smart decision this early on. We should have seen a tag there, but he waited instead. And unfortunately got the Dwight rather than the down and then the Dwight. Interesting play there we do see. Perhaps not wanting to give the Meg the speed rush. We are going to see a down here on the Dwight. A second hook is going to happen, but we do see a gen popping for that. Did they get value is the question, and I'm sure we're going to see that as the game progresses on. It was a DS play, so unfortunately no, we do not see value from it. But to be fair to Exile, this Killer being really aggressive, really confident on Blight, really making these Survivors work for any performance they're going to get. We do see an attempted pallet save there, not to beat, and it's going to go basement here. Has to be careful to not get trailed from these Survivors. A really organised team here, and we are going to see instead opting to not go basement here, staying on base level, and it's just going to maybe confirm a kill here actually. Making a 3-1 early on would be a good situation as a Blight, as we did see previously on the other side of the set. And we do see our gen here with high progress near logs and near shack. So right now our Killer just has to be really careful in what he's doing. are going to see our killer, like I said before, confirming this death here. He needs to get the block on the Meg. He needs to force it. Doesn't need to get the tag now. And doesn't need to down this Meg, in my opinion. Instead, waste time getting the BG hit. The Meg's going to take it down here. And right now we need to see the Dwight being tunneled out. Otherwise it makes it a difficult situation for our killer if that doesn't happen. We should see a survivor coming in here to take a hit, but instead we're going to see basement for the Dwight and maybe for the Meg as well, actually. Although we do see a second gen coming out of it. So good position from Megowers. But right now it's a really tricky situation as we're going to see a 3v1 with one also shoved in the basement. So yeah, really difficult strategic situation here. Really good performance thus far from our killer from Exile. We do see a third generator being popped as well. One more and that'll be a tie condition. And our killer right now is kind of torn in what to do. Wanting to keep an eye on these gens. We do see a deliverance play here from our Meg. Killer needs to try and get the body block and block window here if possible. And doesn't manage to, and does get pallet stunned actually. Very unique play there to say the least. And the Meg pre-dropping that pallet, knowing about the ping difference, being really smart there. Really strategic. And right now we are going to see another pre-drop pallet. The generators here must be the priority, but this Meg really not worrying about resources, just throwing everything in order to extend chase. So that must mean that the survivors are on the polar opposite side of the map here. With us being on bottom side, the survivors must be working on top side gens. The killer now becoming aware of this and he must travel upwards through the map. We do see the ace being caught out of position, getting tagged there, being thrown off the generator as it was to be. And we are going to see a second slug, hopefully, if our killer can pull this off. We do see that pallet not being broken, though, and a fast roll over it. We do see the slug being picked up, and our killer going back to check on it, right near Killer Shack as well. We do see that fourth generator being done by Megowers. One more and that will give them the victory. Our killer now is in an awkward position where he needs to get a 4K without another generator being done. Can he do it? Can he turn the pressure on and get a 4K right now in order to make tiebreaker condition? We do see once again our killer checking on these generators as well. Pushing the survivors off of them. And the survivors have finally got rid of Ruin. We're going to see our killer now checking on the gens more, really protecting them here. And we see the Meg getting tagged here by our Blight. Fresh coming off of that gen. And we're going to need to see some eruption value coming in. Our Blight's going to have to kick through these generators here. We do see a firecracker play, maybe just to get the killer's attention here. And we do see our ace taking the attention as it was to be. Going to pre-drop a pallet. No, going to get tagged instead. Rather interesting play here Killer going back to check on the generator, I believe, knowing that it's a bit of a ploy, and we are going to see our Killer stuck kind of mid-map right now. Going to go back on that gen from earlier, where he did get the tag. He did try to mind game there, but he got mind gamed himself, unfortunately. We do hear that gen at high progress. The Killer needs to keep an eye on that and bear in mind the progress of that generator. Not overcommit to a chase here, or else we're going to see the generator being lost. No pallet getting a tag there on the Renato. Killer's going to commit to this chase, and it's going to lose the gen to it, I do believe. So at least hope he can get it down for it, get some good value out of it. Otherwise, right now we're looking at the win here for Megowers. And we do see that last gen being done, being committed to by the Renato. Or it might have been the ace, actually, bear with me. I do think it was actually the ace. I do stand corrected. The ace did commit to that gen, and we are going to see an attempt on one of the gates, I do believe. Maybe both of them, and we're going to see them push for a 3-man out here. Although with the down there, we might actually be seeing just a 2-man out and a 7 stage, I believe. Could be a 6. We're about to see and find out. Gonna go for that Mori. And the match win does go to Megowers. They did get 2-0 and did very well in both sets. So we will see them progressing onward.